Today I want to talk to you guys about a pour over. It's going to be just a quick dose of how to make an awesome pour over, and I threw in a couple extra steps that I think you're really going to love. The first thing that you want to get, of course, is a pour over. This is called a V60 style pour over. It's made by Hario. This is actually like a cheap knockoff. It's the cheapest one that you can find, and it is like sturdy as all get out. They're actually a little heftier than the Hario ones that I got off of Amazon. I've got a link in the description below, so you're gonna love this. The next thing that you're gonna need is a scale. If you want to make good pour overs time and time again consistently, just get a scale and a timer, okay? Come over here, let's ground some coffee, let's get a little water, let's get started. What I've found is that with this particular coffee, fresh roasted, some of the best Arabica that you can find, I'm gonna do 20 grams to 400 grams of water. And I'll show you kind of how we're gonna do this with the scale. You're gonna wanna get all prepped up before, so you're gonna wanna sift out all your fines from your coffee first with the sifter. We talked about that in another video. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just getting everything prepped. I'm getting filter ready. I'm getting coffee ready, and let's get started. The perfect temperature to brew at is 200 degrees. But what happens is when you put this filter in and you put 70-degree coffee in this, and then you start with 200-degree water, you run into a big issue in that the grounds actually cool your water down about 10 degrees. Honestly, you can go to 210, or you can even go ahead and boil your water and pour it in there. I find that you just get a little bit brighter taste, but it's really just up to you. We're gonna slam a filter in here real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my scale on, dump my grounds in, make sure that I'm at 20 grams, which I am. Look at that. Go ahead and hit your start, and then we wanna add roughly double the amount of coffee we have in there in weight. So we have 20 grams of coffee, so we're gonna add roughly 40 grams of water. And then you're gonna wanna let this sit for about 30 seconds. Just make sure all your grounds get saturated. That's kind of the most important part. What this is gonna do is just kind of soften up your grounds a little bit, and then it's gonna start driving that CO2 out of the bean so that your water can permeate your coffee. We wanna let that go for about 40 seconds. You just wanna pour slow and steady, and you don't really want to stop. What I usually try to target is roughly, I don't know, a minute and 30 seconds. I try to have about 200 grams of coffee in there, and that's gonna be roughly about half of what we go through. We're gonna stop this process at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So right now we're at 1 minute and 18. We are right at 184 grams. So we're coming up on 1 minute and 30 seconds. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I want to have roughly 200 grams of water added to my coffee grounds. If you measure it right out to 400 grams of water in here, that's how you don't overflow your cup when you're making a pour over. So those of you who have done that, like me, and then had to clean up your mess, now you know if you use a scale, 400 grams, 12 ounces. Yay! By about 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I want to be done pouring. So I'm coming up on that, 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Almost got a little. Okay, now I'm at 400 grams of water. I am at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And then I'm gonna see how I'm dripping. So we're dripping pretty good, not too bad. Slowly rock this back and forth. And what that's gonna do is make sure that my coffee bed is nice and even at the bottom. Nice even coffee bed, nice even water flows down into it. The more surface area you have on this filter, the better it's gonna filter out and the faster it's gonna filter. What I'm trying to do is all the little ribs in here, in between the ribs, it's been filtering the whole time. So any fines that I have, it's gonna clog up that filter. So I'm just gonna move my filter over just a little bit, getting right at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, there we go. Now we have some perfectly brewed pour over coffee. I really did it in the jar so you can see because it looks cool. 400 grams makes 12 ounces. If you have a bigger cup, like a 16-ounce cup, you're gonna wanna add about 25 grams. And then you're gonna wanna adjust from there. If it seems a little sour, you wanna add less coffee, more water. If it seems a little bitter, then you're gonna wanna add a little more coffee. I'm gonna work on this. That is good. Hey everybody, this episode is actually brought to you by La Marzocco espresso machines. Not really. They probably don't even know who we are. This episode is brought to you by me. Check us out, Blackjack's Lingoville Country Store. Check out Coffee Snob. We have a ton of videos. We're gonna come up with some merch too. We got some cool Coffee Snob t-shirts for you. And check out the links in the description. Check them out. We'll see you next time on Coffee Snob.